We have the backstage reaction to CM Punk's less famous Miz promo from Dynamite. Plus, New Japan Wrestle Kingdom faces a COVID crisis. And a released WWE team reunite at a major indie event. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So just a few days before Storm Arwen, there was another storm that blew through the wrestling world, and that was a storm from the mouth of Phil Brooks on Dynamite.
It wasn't Lance Storm. It wasn't James Storm. It wasn't the start of Jade Cargill's theme where she says a storm is coming.
Nice.
Any more storms?
Storm from Gladiators.
Not her.
Storm the X-Man.
Him or her?
I think it was a her.
Not her either.
Storm from X-Men.
CM Punk called MJF a less famous Miz, and we have the backstage reaction to that from none other than Mark Henry. What the hell did Mark Henry say?
Stormy Daniels. Mark Henry on Busted Open Radio said, I was so unbelievably amazed. I started off at the monitor, I'm sitting at the monitor, there's 30 wrestlers sitting around that area and everybody is popping. If you're popping wrestlers, you've got something in your life. You've won. I had to get up, walk out to the crowd and feel it, because that's why people go to wrestling. I can't think of anything that is remotely close, even as good of matches that we've seen on AEW, as good of matches that we've seen in WWE programming, all of the elite wrestling that we've seen across the board in Impact. I've not seen a match that's entertained me as much as that promo.
I love that Mark Henry sees a promo as a match.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was like a game of tennis, wasn't it? Because I was worried after that one there that CM Punk had hit an ace, to use some tennis terminology, but eventually MJF returned the serve when he said that CM Punk has been so bland and boring and whatnot, he might as well go by HLR.
Oh!
Not HLA, crucially.
No.
HLR. Hustle, Loyalty, Andrew Stepper.
I was with you on that one.
That was, he returned the serve there. It was a good back and forth, a good rally.
They were great, those two. It was like watching someone play Wii tennis. I thought it was a great promo. And I'm very intrigued by the CM Punk MJF feud. Is MJF going to be the first guy to pin Punk?
I think he should be. I think if we're making him one of the four pillars, I know that CM Punk thinks that Britt Baker's one of the four pillars and MJF isn't. Pipe bombs and all that stuff. I think MJF should win this one, just to rubber stamp his place as a top guy in the AEW.
I think he probably should. We'll keep an eye on this one.
I love the fact that Mark Henry's like, nah, bollocks to this, I've got to go and feel it. Just imagine walking around the crowd going, oh, I'm feeling this. Imagine walking around.
I don't want a reading, I want a feeling. Love your work, Mark Henry, you salmon-suited hero. Wrestle Kingdom related news. So Reuters this morning reported that Japan is shutting its borders to foreigners from midnight tonight. The plan is as a result of the spread of the Omicron variant of coronavirus, Japan is going to join Israel in imposing some of the strictest border controls since the discovery of the variant in South Africa the other week. Japan is going to bar entry to foreigners from midnight on Monday, and Japanese returnees from a number of specified nations will have to quarantine in designated facilities. So Prime Minister Fumio Kishida says these are temporary, exceptional measures that we are taking for safety's sake until there is clear information about the Omicron variant. Now, this has a massive impact on plans for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it's there's bigger things afoot here, but we are a wrestling news channel, so that's why we're talking about it.
Wrestling's the only thing that matters.
It's still real to me, damn it! So Wrestle Kingdom Night 2 is set to feature a massive selection of talent from Japan and from across the world as well, including Will Ospreay, who's set to headline Night 2, facing either Tagaki or Okada for the IWGP title.
Yeah.
Now, what our news hound Aidan Gibbons says that basically the restrictions that are coming into place here are similar to the ones they had a few months ago, which would mean an extended sort of quarantine as you arrive in the country. Here is the thing. Wrestle Kingdom's that first week in January. Mm-hmm. So really, if you want to be part of that, you probably have to quarantine over Christmas in Japan.
Yeah. That's what everybody wants, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a hotel room by yourself for Christmas.
That's it. You know, it's only so well a Corby trouser press can heat it. So I think now obviously New Japan Pro Wrestling at time of recording haven't announced any changes to plans for Wrestle Kingdom. But I think with this happening, I think there has to be some conversations being had today. How are you going to put 3 nights of Wrestle Kingdom on with potentially some stars from international waters being taken out of the equation?
Yeah, I don't know what else to say there, Tom.
No.
You've rubber-stamped everything with a plomb.
Thank you. I brought my own plum. When we know more about it, of course, cultaholic.com, we will keep you posted on there as well. Big return for Raw tonight and some plans possibly afoot, Ross.
On this day, I see clearly because the storm has stopped and the snow has also stopped. Edge is coming back to Monday Night Raw. That was terrible.
That's nice.
I should stop doing this YouTube live.
Never stop. Never stop.
Never going to stop me. That was Edge's thing
Never
back in the
stop.
day.
Never stopping.
Edge tweeted a little time ago, on my way to hashtag Raw, gonna do a poll. Brand new landscape. Do a poll.
Just the way you said it.
Just imagine like grabbing a pole. Gonna do a pole dance. Brand new landscape. Who do I challenge next? My pollsters, who am I playing with? Snickers and Dragon's Blood will make sure to get me the results and begin. Has he been concussed recently? What's going on?
Well, he's been in a few chatters, hasn't he? No, he's got pulses who he's paying with Snickers and Dragon's Blood as opposed to dollars. But hey, you know what? We're all going to make.
Is that some sort of alternative to monkey's blood that we have on 99s in the UK?
I'd like a bit of Dragon's Blood on the ice cream, please. I'll get the dragon over. Bah.
Also tonight on Raw, we have Big E who will face Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins will take on Finn Balor in a rematch from last week's
The big thing for Edge, just to hoy back to that.
Oh, yes, sorry.
His wife, Beth Phoenix, in response to who he should face next, put a gif of Finn Balor, which is something I'd like to see.
And if you listen to the ENC pod of awesomeness back in the day, one of the many, many lads that Edge and Christian used to say, ooh, if I was doing the wrestling, I'd love to grapple with them.
Oh, I'd love to grapple Finn Balor.
Balor was one of those men.
So Beth
Rollins was one of those men, and Rollins has happened now, so I'd assume that Balor's next.
Beth Phoenix would love to see her husband grapple with Finn Balor. And you know what? Fair.
Hey,
Fair.
Beth doesn't know. She's too innocent, right? I saw NXT with Fandango and Tyler Breeze. She's very innocent. She's not a dirty lady like that, Tom.
Gosh, love her. Big E, who is on Raw tonight, as you say, facing Kevin Owens. He was on the Illuminati podcast, and he talked a bit about AEW. It's always interesting to hear what some major WWE guys think of AEW when they talk about them in interviews. And he was quite open about it.
They're all friends, aren't they, these wrestlers?
All pals at the palace, to quote my nanny Doris.
We're not at war. I know from a fan perspective, a lot of people prefer that I come in here and trash talk everyone in AEW and stir the pot. But that's not my style, he says. I think it forces us to raise our game. If you watch their shows and you see the rabid fans / people losing their minds and people loving those shows, it should make us want to say, yo, we want to be dominating them. We want to step up our game. We want to put on the better show. And I think that's the right way to look at it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they should make you, pressure makes diamonds and all that, and you should always want to be the hardest working person in the room.
Rising tide rises all of the boats.
All the boats get raised up by Rosenthal. They all do. So I'm excited that Big E sees it that way, and I like the fact that more people do see it as. It's not just it's WWE or AEW. Everybody wins when there's competition. You get a little fire in your belly.
No, I just can't support the other one, Tom.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yeah, I just don't know why, but I can't.
I have to support this promotion only. Fine Alamo will end on a released WWE team getting reunited, and it feels so good. There they are.
I'm not even sure this is a team reuniting, or if it even is a WWE superstar who is released on one side of the picture, because on one side of the picture we did certainly see the Eric Redbeard man, the former Eric Rowan, looking resplendent as he always did with his big bushy beard. But on the other side of the picture, as I assume you're seeing just behind me now, is that Braun Strowman? That
is indeed Adam Shear, soon to be known as Titan.
He's lost half of himself.
He looks
fantastic.
Oh my God. Whoa. He's a beast of a boy. So this was at WrestleCade over the weekend. So Eric Redbeard was there doing his thing, and Adam Shear was watching on, and they got together afterwards during the autograph signing, and there you go, look at that. The Wyatt family back together, reflecting on good times. So that's some lovely stories told about Wyatt and Luke Harper in that little gathering there. It's lovely to see. I like the idea of those two as a big beefy tag team again on the Indie.
And if he's going to be called Titan, and there's two of them, Titan Towers, take that one, Vince.
Oh my God!
I'm sure we said that before in this news video, me and you, Tom.
I don't know if we have.
Months ago, a long time ago. Steven Scott Ezel, no?
Oh, you see, Time check, timestamp. When did we last say that? Don't, mate. Don't worry about it. Take the day, brother. Take the day. Also, other happenings from WrestleCade. We saw Jay Lethal bringing back Black Machismo. This was good fun. He had a bit of interaction with Lady Frost. He had a match against Matt Cardona, and Matt Cardona got a kabong from Jeff Jarrett.
What a satisfying kabong it was, because the guitar stayed on there. It was fantastic. A lovely, satisfying plonk.
Cardona gets how to sell the guitar shot as well. Like
he gets everything, doesn't he?
He is having the time of his life at the moment.
I think you already said 2021's been the favourite year of his career. I'm sure I saw that somewhere on the Twitter machine.
One to watch for Matt Cardona, by the way, is I don't put it on here, but GCW event on December 17th, and see Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green facing Effie and Ali Catch. It's finally the Cardonas versus Bussy, and that's going to be a big old night for everyone involved. Excited for that. Come on, Bussy. Also,
don't come on, Bussy. Oh dear. Thank you to SummerSlam for teaching me what the word bussy means. And if you want to come on a bussy.
Good morning. Matt Hardy beat Enzo Amore and Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews had a banger.
And they tweeted Paul Heyman. Buddy Murphy was like, Paul Heyman, I'm sure you'll be proud. And then Paul Heyman was like, yes, I am proud. I don't care about these stupid boundaries that promotions make up. Yeah, so that's good news.
What lovely news that has been. Some lovely news. Classic Raw review with Jackins and myself on the podcast feed later today. And as we say, more news across the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, Bussy.
Love you, Bussy.